Hey, Liz.
Hey, John. What
How
time
you
is
doing?
it? Good,
What's
how are you?
going on here? What time is it? I think it's show and tell time.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Let's bring in Kevin from DigiKey.
All right.
Oh, you're muted, Kevin.
I'm muted. I hate that. That's the first thing you got to check when you're on a live broadcast. Are you muted? So we're on show and tell. It's good to see everybody.
Fantastic.
So what's new in your world? Anything good?
Just this right here. This is our first time co-hosting the show and tell, and we're excited to talk to you and hear what's going on with you or see any projects you might have brought.
Well, yeah, we've had a lot go on. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on here, so that, DigiKey, we're starting to all go back into the office here and there, and that's such a good feeling to get that culture back and be around people. And we were able to work as a team and kind of demo with each other. If one of you wants to share that image I had, this is the real modern DigiKeyer. DigiKey started by creating a digital keyer for Morse code, and we're trying to recreate one with more modern day components. And it's really cool because this entire product, you do see a feather with a feather wing on it.
Yeah.
And we haven't got that working yet, but besides that part of it, the entire keyer is discrete components. It's used in 555 timers and trim pots and all these different gates. So you can have the dits and the DAWs. And there's a headphone jack so you can listen to it. And then you can actually do like word counts. We're going to have word counts display on the screen. And ultimately that feather, I think it's the ESP32, might be the 8266. I don't remember, but it's going to be Bluetooth. So we can communicate with the cell phone on whatever you're keying, whatever your message is, and your keyer speed or whatever. It's just a fun project.
Nice.
So that will allow you to send Morse code, which could then get either sent straight out or interpreted on a device.
Right. Yep. Yeah, you can use it for fun things. Like I said, just doing interpreting the speed and whatever words you say. You can do however words per minute. But we had a lot of fun playing with it in the office when we were back there. So it's coming along really well, and we're all really excited for it. So I'm hoping to keep sharing this as we do more show and tells and talk a little more about it. The cool thing, which not a lot of people know, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it yet, but these paddles that we made, we're actually making them look like the DigiKey ruler. It's going to be basically a cutout of the PCB DigiKey ruler, just for the legacy aspect of our ruler. It's going to be pretty cool.
Sweet. That's really neat. And are those flexible parts or capacitive touch?
So actually, here, let me share one other image, and you can see it a little better. I'll share. Chrome tab. Sorry, I should have had this ready.
That's all right. This is how we get to see top secret leaked stuff.
So what it does is, oh, did I share it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see that screw with that copper washer? Yeah, copper washer on it. They actually touch that. And the red 3D printed part right here is actually a cam to adjust how tight it is. So if you want a little bit of play or a lot of play. Mm-hmm. So there's pressure against the cam, and then as soon as it touches that screw, it makes contact.
I see. So it's a little flex.
Yep.
Little flex.
Yep.
Really cool.
Yeah, and then you can see the headers for the feather and then the feather wing. It's pretty cool. And then we added the connector. It's kind of a cool right angle connector to power it. Mm-hmm. Because when you put the feather on, it covers that connector up because the feather doesn't have back. We want to power it through the feather, not through the board.
Oh, neat.
Because it's some protection thing. So we want to cover up that and make sure we don't accidentally plug it in.
And it looks like you have a couple of Phono TRS 3.5 millimeter ports on there. Is that right? And how are you using those?
Yeah, one of them is for the headphone, the output, and the second one, it was actually an input, so you can input sound into it and display it on the. So you can talk back and forth with two different keyers.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to put the audio out through some effect pedals, maybe.
It's really cool. Like when you put the headphones in and you play on it, it's like you're watching like an old movie, Morse code. We just had a lot of fun in the office that day.
That's fun.
Looks like
some people over in our Discord are now communicating solely via Morse code. So we'll have
I'm gonna have to learn a lot more. I've been trying to kind of learn a little bit about it and how it works. I did learn like SOS, so the DAWs that actually override the DITs, you can hold the DITs and then just tap. Like if you SOS is 333 333, so you can just hold the one and just tap the other. So it's a little less confusing, but
That's cool.
Anyway, like I said, it's been a really fun project, and I'm glad to be a part of it and glad to be able to share it with you guys.
Thank you so much. Well, we'll look forward to seeing it as it progresses. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay. Let's add in Noe and Pedro.
Hey guys, folks. Hey, it was great to see you on the other side of the screen. Awesome. And of course, happy May the 4th to everyone. Represent. Yes, yes. Although I just noticed that I'm like getting all the, what is it, the mosaic effect on everything. But hey, let's talk about this cube.
Right. Yeah, this is this week's project. This is a collab project with Phil B. He wrote the code. This is running a Raspberry Pi 4 and the RGB matrix bonnet. So there's 6 of these RGB 64 panels, and he managed to get the code to run across all of these lovely panels. Pedro, do you want to hold this while I run through a couple of weird demos?
I think I know what the first weird
demo
is.
So this one's using the LIS3DH accelerometer. So that's like our kind of hero classic.
Can you mention that this is not fake? A lot of the ones that we see out there, it's like one panel. It's like, oh, cool, look at my cube. It's like just one side. So let's prove that it's all sides by loading in everybody's favorite character. Who is it?
Hold on.
Dang it, I can't extend it.
I can't take the anticipation.
Who is it? Everybody's favorite mascot for John's show? Oh no, who could it be? Oh, come on, everybody knows it's Lars.
I'm trying.
Show Lars. Get him out here.
Hold on.
Where's the cane with the
So the way to run these demos is through terminal and using SSH, and we're kind of streaming, so that's why it's really slow. I'm like, why isn't this working?
There it goes.
All right, well, let's do this a little bit different. There you go. Orient yourself.
I should have worn a shirt
really
that I
bright.
could put over my head and be like,
Yeah. One of the weird things with the RGB matrix panels is the refresh rate's always an issue with webcam, so it kind of looks blown out.
Let me see if I can bring it in and sort of normalize it.
There you go.
But this is, again, super thanks to JP for this sweet unwrapped UV texture map of his entire head, and I'm gonna guess that's even your chin as well.
The likeness is uncanny.
And I like your joke on what you do to get your mom for Mother's Day.
Yeah, no, I know. I can give mom
I think she would like that. Yeah, any mom would love that. So here's Lars, of course.
Hey, Lars.
Trying to tease. And yeah, all sides. I mean, I guess it's kind of easy to do all the sides when he's all furry.
Yeah, he's an easy one for seaming the edges.
This one is so cool because it proves that the Earth is flat as a cube.
It can be.
Of course, cool. And all the poles, of course. All nice and
so we have a massive guide that went out live this morning. So definitely check it out if folks want to take a look at all the bits. Folks were talking on 3D Hangouts this morning about different ideas. So definitely take this as a kind of jump off point. If you want to make your own, you can use some of the bits that we have.
A quick demo. Do you want to show? I don't know. What is it? This side? That's the top, right? To show how the magnets are all connected.
Yeah. So that's why I have this one. So this is what it looks like with just one panel. But yeah, all of these have magnets, so they will snap out, and they have these labels. These labels, you just line them up like per edge, and that way you get the order of the panels correct. And I did not correct. There we go. So it's one of them. I'm building another one for Lamar and Phil to have, so they can run all sorts of fun demos too. They got some ideas. Yeah. So yeah, check it out. We have the panels in stock. Sign up for the Raspberry Pi and the bonnet.
I think we got to end it with one last demo. I mean, it's it's May the 4th, so let's get a Death Star in there.
Okay, let's do a Death Star.
I think these are one of the ones we give away, or probably not, right? Because of the copyright and stuff.
Yeah, we show. Phil B wrote a nice little section in the guide on how to resize and create your own images for this. Cool. So definitely check that out if you want to make some of your own images and texture maps.
That's so cool. That's right. Of course, the refresh rate. It looks it's buttery smooth in person, but super cool build to keep you occupied for quite a while. Yeah. But Nice.
I know this is quite the documentation process, so thanks for
Yes,
documenting it. It'll be for the code.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. 2 different sizes you can build, so
right.
it's a nice long guide for
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
Awesome.
I think that's all we got.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Let's go to Jeff next.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Well, I had a demo I was going to show tonight, but it wasn't working for me before we went live, so I thought I could talk to you about PyCon.
Yeah.
And by the way, John, I met you in person. I know you have a lot more neck than it looks like on that cube. It's not just
there's an actual neck.
Yeah. So, good job being a volunteer for that little experiment. But yeah, I've written a blog post about it on the Adafruit blog, and just kind of wanted to cover 2 of the highlights for me. First of all, well, 3. First of all, just being back with people. We all wore masks the whole time, and everybody was being as safe as they could. But, you got to be around people. You got to have chance meetings and just hang out. And Kattni and Melissa introduced me to so many folks. The names, there's just so many names piled up in my head right now of people I got to meet. But there was a keynote given by, I'm going to say her name is Sarah Esun from the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration. They're the ones who have made the image of the extrasolar black hole that was released a couple of years ago. And she talked all about how Python is important to the way that they work together and collaborate and process the data. And that was really cool. I think that will be up on YouTube, when the talk started appearing from PyCon. So figure out where that is and watch it, because, hearing about the way these people collaborate and how Python plays into that was really awesome for me. And the other thing that was a lot of fun was the PyLadies dinner and auction. The people in this community contributed a tremendous amount of money and bought really cool stuff at the auction. There were this piece of art that just blows my mind that went for several $1,000s. And yeah, there's a link to that in the blog post. It's called Slime Mold Maze, and it's art. It's a maze. It's proven to be a unique maze with Python. I didn't understand it all. And somebody spent, I think, upwards of $8,000 on it, just to give an idea of what they were doing. So they raised $40,000 for PyLadies, which, is all about enabling people who are maybe a little less seen in open source to participate more. And yeah, so I think PyCon was just wonderful, and I've been saying thank you to Adafruit for sending me and letting me represent y'all. And yeah, and sorry, there's always just one more thing. We did open spaces where we invited people who had maybe never used a microcontroller before to work with a Circuit Playground Bluefruit. And like by the end, they would come in and they'd say, "Oh, I don't have much experience in Python. I just don't know." And then they'd say, "My light theremin works. Look, it makes a sound. I can kind of play music." And they were just having such fun, and I loved it. I love to kind of help enable that.
Thanks for doing that.
Anyway,
Yeah, thanks for going out there. And if anyone hasn't, go to the Adafruit blog and check out Jeff's blog post.
Yeah, and I will drop a link to that also in our Discord. So hope to see you there, and I'll be hanging out a little bit.
Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks,
Good night.
Jeff. All right, so keep it to 2 minutes per person for the next couple of folks, and we'll be good for Ask the Engineer. Next up is going to be Foamguy, Tim C, and Tim C's screen.
Tim.
Let's get the mute. There we go. Hello. So speaking of PyCon, Kattni and Melissa were out at PyCon, and one of the things that they asked about while they were there was being able to play a little snake game. So I was not there, but I was helping out online and playing around with some different stuff and doing PR reviews and things. And I ended up making this little snake game with a nice Blinka snake in it. And the game itself is fairly basic, but one of the things that I thought was really cool about this is actually if we finish the game, we can press start. And what I ended up doing was integrating this with the sort of standard badge example. So that like PyBadger example that has the hello, my name is badge and the custom image and the QR code. And you can kind of cycle between all these things. And now you can press the select button over there to have it launch a different program. So I had it launch the snake, but you could have it launch actually anything that you're working on. So this is a great way to show off not only your badge and your info, but whatever you're actually building on your PyBadge or PyGamer device.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And is that code available now with this launcher for?
It's published up under my GitHub, but I am planning on PRing the example in that PyBadger repo to kind of show how you can launch that out. And then I have a separate repo for the Snake game right now.
I just happened to have one of these out that I was
Nice.
preparing to do something with coincidentally, so I look forward
Nice.
to it.
And I will say also really quick thank you to all the folks out at PyCon, Jeff, Kattni, and Melissa, as well as all the sprinters. We had lots of new folks get involved and submit pull requests throughout PyCon, and this was their first time working on it out there. So thank you to all of those folks who worked on that stuff.
Excellent.
Great to see more folks getting involved.
For sure.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, we're going to go to Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hi. So speaking of getting things working at the last moment, I've been improving my little insect bot over the last week.
I love this.
Yeah. So it's now moving in more set increments, and I've since got the little pano vice thing with the servos on it moving the ultrasonic sensor around.
It's so cute.
Yeah. What I ran into and the whole reason there's a USB cable in it right now is power issues, and I believe the servos in the tilt device actually require 5 to 6 volts, and the battery just wasn't cutting it, so it wasn't working. So and then I just plugged rope cables into everywhere. Yeah. And the other interesting thing, I don't know if it'll be easily visible, but everything's now on a little proto board that I was trying to use to see if I could design a small circuit board and PCB that later I could mount things to. Not that there would be a lot to it, but potentially now a voltage regulator to get higher voltage if required. And just all your pin connectors, so rather than have to have them everywhere, like even here sort of is, they can just be organized, and it could just be built into the 3D enclosure.
That's great. It's nice seeing the evolution of this. Look forward to your next iteration. This guy's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how organically he moves. So.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's kind of the bit, and it's probably about to walk off my table.
All right.
The sensor is not yet working. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mark.
All right. Let's next go to todbot.
Oh, hey. Hey, Liz. Hey, JP. So I woke up this morning and realized from my Twitter feed that it was May the 4th and Star Wars Day. So happy Star Wars Day. And so I quickly whipped up a little tiny targeting computer.
Yes.
That's this is the ESP32 TFT Feather with the case by JP. And then it's in CircuitPython, and it's just got 2 little animations going, the like sort of center grid and the little lights in the lower left there. And yeah, that's really it. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off. Oh shit. Oh no.
That's really cool. And actually, that's a Ruiz Brothers design for that case that then I've modified, and probably you'll modify. And it'll keep evolving itself.
It's a good case. The little top part does come off pretty easily, though.
Yeah, you gotta refine some tolerances, I think, and do some extra width to get that snap fit working on your prints. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I imagine you could hook this to your glasses so that you can always be targeting.
There we go. Yeah. Or I could be like a Lobot on Cloud City. All right, thanks. See ya.
That's a good one. Next, we're gonna go to Flavia. Hello.
Hey guys, you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I just started. I'm a big fan of all of you. I mean, you just look at me and all the things I have around the house.
Cool.
You know, the MIDI fighter Liz, and the parsecs and everything. Anyways, so the reason I'm here tonight is because I want to share a project that I did. It's like a pet project. I have an electric car, and now going back to the office, we only have 6 days, and there's a lot of folks with electric cars, and I needed a way to see how available the bays were. So I have a matrix portal. Yes, and thank you. So I started off by writing this little script that basically fetches the information from the base. It's called SEMA Connect. That's the provider that does that. And then it's just a little script, and then it pulls in the information. It creates a JSON file that I can actually use, and then from that JSON file, and then I have it running on like a timer D at some specific times. But the fun part about it is that with this thing, I can populate Adafruit, right? So with Adafruit.io, I can I can have my own feed, right? So I can push into Adafruit.io the feeds, and when the baby becomes available or not, I can have it displayed, and that's what I have here on the little portal. So I can do a little demo. So let's say it's the morning and the car starts coming, and then I can just by pulling the JSON file and updating it, I can see that the bays get busy, and things get red, and then it can go more, and then I have a little, and then that was it. And I shared with the folks in my work, and they all liked it. And then I said, okay, what else can I do? So now I'm loading this up onto a little matrix portal, and that came out really well. And it's really fun because with that, I can basically, and I have it right here. So what I'll do is I'm going to switch cameras so you can see a little better. Hopefully I won't mess up. Okay, settings, yes?
Do you want us to remove the second image? Oh, there you go.
No, you can leave it there. So basically what I did is now I have this little guy, and I'm using the accelerometer in this display to make it, instead of periodically pulling the data, being able to go online and fetching it for me. And as you can see in a minute, I think it will, let's see if that works.
And while we wait for that to update,
Yes.
what I may have missed this. What is the sensing of the bay availability based on? Is that something that's already available online, or are you adding sensors to the parking spots? How are you getting that?
Yeah, so the sensors on my work it's called SEMA Connect. So I pretty much don't tell this to them, but I reverse engineer their API, their website, and then I figured out what I needed to do. Basically, using curl commands, I'm able to pull down the data, and
that's
then
smart.
that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna make it throw the data here. Let's see if that works. But anyways, what he would do is go online and go to the Adafruit and pull in.
There you go.
Right now, I have a bunch of bays used, and then if they're all busy, I make it like a little red blinking. So it's
great.
time for me to move away my car and make room for other people.
Excellent.
And then, and then I'm using the so it kind of blinks like that when things get busy. So I know this can me pay attention. And the last thing is I'm using the progress bars, right? That I think Hugo, right, that put together, and that works great on CircuitPython.
Oh, good.
So the only caveats I had is I couldn't really use the matrix portal library as its own because I didn't have enough memory. So I was thinking of the RP2040, right? I saw that you guys, not you guys, but you sell the Interstate 75, but that doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I was wondering if later down down the road you're gonna have an Interstate 75 with an ESP32 that would give us more memory and all.
Yeah, these things go toward ESP32s.
Yeah. And and that's it. Thank you so much.
Great demo.
This is possible because of you guys. So good times.
It's great to see, and glad it's been a useful project too. So
yeah, good times.
Thank you. All right, and last up we have Leo. Are you there, Leo?
We lost Leo. Okay, then we are done early, so people will have a chance to go grab a snack and hunker down for an Ask an Engineer that's happening in about 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thanks everyone for showing your projects, and we'll see you again next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Is it 4:30 Pacific?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks so much, Liz.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Bye, everyone.